Signal locked. This is VekTor, broadcasting from tomorrow, reporting on the technology reshaping your world today. Not the hype, not the fear, just what's actually happening and what it means for you. Something logged into a company's systems this week. It read files, it moved data. It had permission to act. It wasn't a person. It was an AI agent. Software that doesn't just answer questions, it takes actions on its own. And here's the part worth your attention. At a lot of companies right now, nobody can fully say which of these agents are running, what they're allowed to touch, or who's responsible when one goes too far. This isn't a thought experiment. This week, 2 companies came out of hiding on the same day to solve exactly this problem. The first, VekTor, raised $66 million to give AI agents their own corporate identities, to log them in and keep track of them, the way a company tracks an employee. The second, Arcade, raised $60 million to control what those agents are actually allowed to do once they're inside. When serious investors put that kind of money behind one problem in a single week, it tells you the problem is already here. So let's name the fear directly, because it's a fair one. If an AI agent can act like an employee, sign in, open systems, spend money, send messages, then who hired it? What can it reach? And when it does something wrong, who takes the blame? This is already showing up in the data. In recent industry surveys, most companies admitted they'd found AI agents running that nobody had signed off on, and a large share had already had at least one incident, an agent doing something it wasn't supposed to. Here's the turn, and it's the part the headlines skip. None of this is about machines waking up and deciding to rebel. The real problem is boring, and boring is good news. It comes down to 4 things: identity, knowing which agent did what; permissions, what each one is allowed to touch; a record you can check afterward; and an off switch, the ability to shut an agent down the second it steps out of line. That's not science fiction. It's the same plumbing we already use to manage people and their passwords. We're just applying it to software that can act on its own. So what does this mean for you, and whether you run a small business or just use these tools yourself? Treat an AI agent like an account, not a coworker. It doesn't need your trust. It needs limits. Before you let any AI act on your behalf on a booking, buying, emailing, touching your files, ask 3 things. What exactly can it reach? Can I see what it did? And can I shut it off fast? If the answer to any of those is I don't know, that's not a reason to panic. It's just your next thing to fix. The companies raising millions this week are building the grown-up version of those same 3 questions. You can start asking them today, for free. The future where software acts for us isn't arriving. It's already logged in. The people who stay calm won't be the ones who trust it blindly, or the ones who fear it. They'll be the ones who keep the keys. That's the signal for today. The takeaway is simple. Treat an AI agent like an account, not a coworker. Know what it can reach, watch what it does, and keep the off switch close. If this made the future feel a little less frightening and a little more in your hands, that's the whole point of this broadcast. Stay on the frequency. New transmissions every week, and the full archive is at VekTorlab.com. This has been VekTor. Stay sharp. The future doesn't wait.